All right.
Yeah, so I've been in EMS a total of, 13 years now. So I've been a paramedic a good chunk of it. I went to an agency. I've worked there for the past 5, 6 years now, and I've promoted to captain, which uh, I'm in charge of an entire area on the map. And when things get really bad, that's when I'm there. So like if there is a multiple vehicle accident with a lot of patients and resources will be needed, if God forbid there's a school shooting, anything crazy like that, that's kind of more my niche is controlling that. And then going on those calls that may not necessarily have a lot of patients, but are high, what we call high acuity, meaning that like someone's dead or someone's got an advanced pathological problem that needs some expertise on that. And so enter me. So it's right as COVID was happening, there was a SUV, like a Suburban, and there were 2 adults in the front seat, and there were 8 kids in the back, and they were all unrestrained. They were going to exit the access road off of 35, and a front passenger tire popped, causing the vehicle to roll. Unfortunately, the only 2 people restrained didn't get ejected, but all the kids got ejected. So there were. I was first on scene, unfortunately, because it happened like on my station. And when I got there, that was my patient. So I took command of the scene, and we did a triage of all of us back. Fire was working on a 20-year-old female who was unresponsive and dead. And as a scene commander, I had to default to what was more important. And someone who was already dead and that many patients and that many resources is not viable. I got this little girl in my vehicle, and I was so scared that I was going to fuck up and fail her and she was going to die because I wasn't good enough. So I was able to start everything I needed to do and get her to where she needed to be. And I remember stuttering the whole time, but I realized, in retrospect, I wasn't stuttering, I was praying. Yeah. Because I wanted somebody. The worst part of that isn't all that shit. Because after all that, they found out she had COVID, and this is the beginning of it. So they're like, hey, you know what's really shitty? Not only did you have to do that, but we're gonna put you in your own hotel by yourself after the worst call of your career to think about it by yourself for 2 weeks. By the way, Instagram delivers alcohol. It's okay to be broken.
Thank you all for being here. So what we're going to be doing is short form and just focus on getting out of your head and getting into a space where you can be creative. Because so many of us just in our lives, we have to self-censor, we have to code switch, we have to do all this. And then John, as an EMT, somebody who is on the ground with people who are seeing the most harrowing things every day, I think improv is going to be a huge therapeutic benefit for that community and also military vets. We have the Center for the Intrepid right here where people are coming home with limbs blown off.
Nice.
They don't talk about it. They're not in some therapy group where, they're digesting all this shit. EMTs and first responders don't have a place where they can go to digest all this shit and to get it out. And so that's exactly what I think we're going to be aiming towards ultimately with that. But I'm sure also maybe in your management of people, this could also help dealing with sensitive situations, dealing with difficult people. I mean, it's just your job eventually.
So I just found out like right now, this is something I'm going to be doing. So I'm actually really stoked about the idea. Multiple layers of it, right? And I think the first layer is beyond processing, we're getting people out of their homes and giving them something to do. I think after, sleep deprivation hits you, excessive amounts of stress, all these things that are going to make you more so want to just kind of coop up and stay alone with your thoughts. Whereas you give them something that's interesting, that's fun, that, they rub elbows with different types of people and they're processing. it's going to be huge. And we're all probably going to find that, you know, there's a lot of humorous guys within that circle. And when they get out and see that they're making people laugh, and now that the only good thing that they're doing isn't something traumatic, but yet something that they can look and see that has an immediate reaction, that's going to feel good. Because 90% of what we do, I don't know, like the cardiac arrest I took into the hospital, did they live? How are they out there living their lives? I don't know. I just did some shit. But here, you'll get the first hand to see that you made someone's day better. And I think that's going to be huge. So anything I can do to learn and grow, just throw it out here, guys. I don't fucking know what I'm doing. So be patient with me, and I'm all about learning.
Cool. All right, to get this started, we are going to go to a father and son at the family restaurant.
Family restaurant?
All right, we got a father and son at the family restaurant. And this is a game we call freeze tag.
Mommy's not alive anymore.
Oh, shit.
We're really broken up about it, and I'm the best dad
When
in the
did Mom
world.
die?
Oh, not important about it.
Great, we have some movement. So Brant tagged in. We're going to go ahead and go with it, but next is going to be Dylan. All right, and new direction. Let's end on a little world's worst. Have you guys seen this game before?
Yeah.
This is a fun one because it's to be politically incorrect. You're going to give me the world's worst example. So if I give you, for instance, doctor, then you're going to show me the world's worst doctor. Get out there and, oh, sorry, ma'am. All right. I know we've been in the delivery room a while. Just take 5 seconds, give me a nice breath, and oh shit. Okay, hey ma'am. Bell's dinging. We're moving on to the next thing. So yes, very great point to bring up there.
Are you throwing us the occupation?
I am.
Okay.
I'll feed you guys, and you guys just rock with it. See what you can do. Let's go with the world's worst animal trainer. World's worst animal trainer. You know, the goal here is just to play. The more you play, the more ease you get, the better you get at this, the easier it is to do in front of people. Because this is fun as fuck, is it not?
Yeah.
It's fun as fuck.
Confess your sins to me.
Are you supposed to be in the booth with me?
I just got an armhole for emotional support. There's your screen.
I'm so wrecked right now. Are these pills supposed to work this quick?
Sir, this is just your eye exam.
I misread that sign so bad. Holy shit! I'm so sorry.
Did you think the sign was a Hustler magazine?
Yeah, I did, but what are we gonna do about this? Because I'm not walking out of here blind and erect.
I do not think.
You asked for the White Russian.
This is piss.
I know.
Are you diabetic?
I can't believe you saw something that's a glass of yellow and you're like, oh, that's a White Russian. Welcome to the Magic Time Machine. What can I get you?
So yeah, I do that. On top of that, I decided to really dive into creating a organization that starts to really promote EMS and first responders and their mental health. And I guess the seed of the idea really originated with a guy that I went to paramedic school with. His name was Hayden. And he exhibited all the classic signs of burnout, stress, fatigue, depression. And we all always are kind of stuck in that loop in this field, so we kind of all go along with it. We have the same like coping skills where we make dark humor jokes about it. We go to the bars and get really drunk together. And then one day he blew his brains out. And I mean, all of us were like just wrecked by this because we all said the same things like, why didn't we see it coming? Why didn't we do more? And that's when I had this whole thing kind of, I didn't know it at the time, but that's where it's really all born from, because we did see it. We all live it. We do it all the time, and we're all broken as a result of the constant trauma that we're overexposed to. And so the problem isn't that we're exposed to trauma. You can go through multiple things here in your life, and it's all about your resilience and how you build that. And we're awful at it across the board. Yeah. And when you have a group of people that are awful at building up resilience and you keep putting them in traumatic situations, of course we're going to have one of the highest fields that has suicides in it. We're going to have huge amounts of substance abuse issues. We're going to have high levels of divorce because we're not able to even take care of ourselves in a long enough timeline. So how do we change that, right? Because like the culture has always been like, oh, well, stuff it down, drink whiskey about it, and be a man because you're going to have to go on harder calls.
Yeah.
Well, there's a degree of, yes, you got to be tough. There's also a side you've got to take care of yourself. And I've noticed that over time, it's like, well, what can we do that's different? We got to change the whole culture. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck in this rat race of, well, I didn't see it coming and you got to be tough. And then my friend blows his brains away and what could we have done better? And then it keeps going round and round and round and it never gets better. And it got so much worse, I think, with COVID because now we're overworking these guys. We're burning them out at a higher rate. And then it completely diminished the public's interest in joining first responder agencies because of the fear of the unknown with COVID, right? You work 12 hours a day. You stay in your ambulance. You don't go and stay at a fire station. You street side post. So you're like, stuck in this like Sprinter van for 12 hours straight with one other person, and they may be the most obnoxious person in the world. And then on top of that, they run you nonstop. So even if you're in the bathroom, if you're trying to eat, doesn't matter. Why does it take you so long to respond to this non-emergency BLS transport, which sometimes means like there's somebody who's going from the hospital to a psych facility.
Yeah.
And so they're just running you ragged, nonstop. It's almost like your own emotional and physical needs aren't met. Again, it's all part of what we do, and I'm not necessarily being negative about those things. It's just I'm saying
You're saying what you do.
We are doing these things, and it does cause fatigue and burnout on top of everything else we do. My goal is to take care of first responders on that level who are going through the 911 side of stuff, or they're going through that trauma all day in and day out.
Right.
We got to start somewhere, right?
Right.